Right then, well, I'm off now then, Mum.
Yes, you're bright and early.
Well, I said, you know, I was going to pick up Jenny on the way to school. You know, girls are always early.
I thought they were supposed to be always late.
Ah, yes, that's only when you want them to be early.
Oh, I see.
Yes, it's called Telford's inverse law of female punctuality.
Right, well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Right.
Peter, you are sure that her parents are going to be there tonight?
Mother, are you implying?
No, I'm not implying anything. I'm just asking a simple question.
Oh, well, then the answer's yes. Her father will be manning a machine gun between Jenny's door and mine. And her mother will be coming out every 10 minutes with cups of coffee to make sure he doesn't fall asleep.
Good. Well, don't come home full of holes or I shall suspect something.
You can set your mind at rest there. Off you go to Brighton with Tim Hart. Have a good time.
Thank you.
And, don't forget to pack your bulletproof vest.
What do you mean? What? Peter, are you suggesting...
No, I was just returning the banter, that's all. After all, I mean, people aren't supposed to become geriatric sexually until they're 40, at least, so you've got a couple of years yet.
Thank you very much.
So, don't forget to pack your bulletproof vest. Bye, Mum.
Bye.
Actually, no, she isn't coming. She's got a very important job in Brighton, I think it is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, it is a nuisance. But you'll find the same thing with Carol. She's a career lady, if ever I saw one.
Of course, I wouldn't be interested if she wasn't.
Oh.
No, of course not. I don't want to spend the rest of my life going home listening to my wife's account of shopping in the high street or a blow-by-blow description of the washing.
No.
Mr. Telford, your wife on the phone.
Oh, right. Put her through, please.
Well, I'll get on with the post then.
Hello.
Oh, good morning, Mark.
Good morning. Anything wrong?
No. Do I only ring you when there's something wrong?
Where are you ringing from?
Well, I'm at home. I've got one or two things to finish at the office before I go back to Brighton.
So, what did you want then?
Well, I just rang you to wish you good morning. And to say that I'm sorry again that I won't be there tonight.
Oh, that's all right. Probably be frightfully boring anyway.
Nevertheless, I'm sorry.
How's the play going?
Oh, all right. We've had quite a lot of problems, but that's why I've got to be in Brighton tonight. After all, we open in town next Wednesday.
Sounds very exciting.
Yes, it is. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yes, do. Well... Oh, I shall be late home from the dinner tonight.
Oh, yes. Well, I won't ring you tonight. I'll give you a call in the morning.
Yes, do. Right, goodbye. Keith, has Melton's transfer come through yet?
No.
Oh, because today we had to pay that deposit on their boat.
That's right.
Did you fill in the transfer instructions?
No, I think Carol did.
Carol, do you remember that new customer, Melton?
Yes, I filled in a transfer instruction for him from his previous bank. It was Central, I think.
How long ago was that?
Oh, must be 10 days. I'll check.
We can't get in touch with Melton. He's on holiday. That was the whole point of instructing us to pay on the 14th.
Today, that's right. So why hasn't the money come through from his old bank?
Pound to a penny the manager's written to him asking him to change his mind.
Yes, that's what I think. It's interesting. If Melton had been one of ours, and out of the blue we had an instruction to transfer to another bank his current account of, £40,500, what would you have done?
Probably the same as the manager at Central. Write to him asking him to reconsider and so on.
Right. But it was an instruction to transfer, not an invitation to start a correspondence.
Yes, but it's standard practice.
Oh,
isn't it,
I'd have done the same thing. But we know he's gone on holiday, and we have instructions to pay Cantwell Yachts £8,000 and the funds haven't arrived. Now, if we don't pay and he loses the yacht, who's responsible?
Central, of course.
Right, but Melton is our customer now, so we ought to look after him. So, Julie, get me the manager of Central Bank, West Bromwich branch, will you? I'll take it in my room.
But, darling, after you dropped me so very thoroughly, I didn't expect to see you again until my funeral.
What do you mean, dropped you? I'm ringing you now, aren't I?
No, but honestly, it's been months. Really, darling, simply ages.
Oh, Celia. Well, I mean, starting a new job and Mark away, I mean, it hasn't been easy.
No, I'm sure, of course. I'm only teasing. So to what do I owe the real pleasure of this call?
Well, it's just that, well, I've got a meeting later this morning just around the corner from our old pub, and, well, I was wondering if you'd like to join me for a drink at lunchtime.
Well,
You know, if you were shopping or something.
I wasn't planning to go.
Oh, well, some other time. It doesn't matter.
No, nonsense, darling. I mean, if I come and have a drink in the pub with you, I shall have to walk down Bond Street, shan't I? I'm not going to pass up an excuse like that.
Well, I'll see you then. What about, rule 12:30?
Yes. No, let's see. It's what, can't see. 9:25 now. So if I start off in about half an hour, I should do it nicely.
Half an hour? But you only live...
Oh, but darling, Bond Street is so very, very long. Take me at least 2 hours to walk down it.
Bye.
Well, yes, of course, I probably have done the same, though I must say I don't think I'd have left it 10 days. Well, yes, I know we've got the same pressures from our head office. So you'll put it through today, then? Right, thank you.
One very unhappy manager.
We all lose them occasionally.
No, I didn't mean that. If we hadn't paid and Melton had lost his boat, he'd have had an action against Central Bank.
Yes.
So, who pays the interest on Melton's overdraft for the next 3 days till his money comes?
Oh, yes. Well, look, have a word with Cantwell Yachts, and if they agree to accept the money 3 days late, send them a letter confirming the conversation.
So you take over the risk from Central?
Oh, it's not natural. It could happen to any manager. Let's not screw him into the ground.
All right.
Oh, Keith, Boardman is coming about his investment. See him, will you? Because I want to make some notes for this vote of thanks tonight.
Yes. What time's our Chief General Manager coming down?
Oh, he's been held up. We'll see him at the dinner.
Oh, that's good. Means you won't have to keep him happy for hours before.
No. Except, I asked if I could put him up at the cottage. A purely formal offer, I thought. Damn me, he accepted like a shot.
So it's cosy bedtime cocoa with Harvey?
Yes, it seems so. Close the door, please.
Oh, large ones.
Oh, I won't have to keep dashing up to the bar.
Oh, no. That's the only exercise I get these days. So, darling, what's the problem?
Who said anything about a problem?
Well, I haven't said item in months. There has to be a reason.
You know what you're talking about?
Come on, you were as tense as a clock spring this morning. Tim Hart, is it? Ah, it is. Are you sleeping with him?
No.
I see. You want to, but he doesn't.
You are wrong about that.
I see. He does, and so do you, but...
Is it so obvious?
Well, it was obvious before we even met him. You were very restless.
Why does life have to be so complicated?
To keep it interesting, darling.
I'm going to Brighton tonight. I'm working on a play there.
And Tim will be there.
Yes.
And you want me to tell you that it would be perfectly all right to sleep with him afterwards.
No, you know, it's something Peter said this morning. Now, am I so completely transparent?
No more than most. Well, we all think our problems are unique, don't we? No one else in the entire world has ever had exactly the same blend of decisions to make, or people to hurt. When it comes down to it, we're all in the same boat, one time or another.
That doesn't help.
Well, you're going to tell me, darling. I don't want to pry, but you did ask me, I think.
What is there to say? I don't know why I'm bothering you.
You bother me with a large gin any time.
I am very attracted to Tim. Do you know him?
Oh, I've seen him around. First nights and that sort of thing, usually with some gorgeous creature like you, darling. He wouldn't notice me.
Oh, he's got that sort of reputation, hasn't he?
I've got it bad. Is he jealous of Mark?
It hasn't gone that far. It's just that... Let's not talk about it.
As you like. How's Peter?
I'm sorry, see, I'm obviously behaving like a schoolgirl.
You ever been unfaithful to Mark before?
No.
Then you're not behaving like a schoolgirl.
It's not just the physical infidelity, it's what it represents. I mean, half of me wants to make love with Tim, not for the sex, but just to make a statement about being my own No, look, Mark has always decided exactly how he wanted to run his life, and he's done it, and I've just fitted in. It used to infuriate me. But I'm beginning to think that it's sensible, really. I mean, if I chose to fit in with his plans, it was my own fault.
Are you trying to tell me that sleeping with Tim Hart will be a symbolic statement of independence? Why not just admit you fancy him? Enjoy it.
Or you think I should?
I think you will. And if you want me to say that I'll speak to you afterwards and I'll not think of you as a scarlet woman, darling, well, I'm your friend, not Mark's.
Thank you.
Besides, you're going to leave that dishy husband of yours hanging in the air. Well, I'm not proud.
No, he doesn't look happy.
I think he's disappointed his wife won't come down this weekend.
Could be. What does he expect? She's got her life too. He can't just move her around like a chess piece.
Men used to.
Maybe. They used to lock up their wives in chastity belts too. They won't put up with that now either.
So what happens when the bank decides that one of us should be promoted?
Well, I'll ask if you can come too.
I'm going to lunch now. I'll be at the yacht club.
Have you finished your notes?
Yes, I think so.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Oh, it's good.
Are you waiting for someone?
No, no.
Join you?
Yes, please.
I haven't seen you around very much.
Well, I've been very busy.
When's Mrs. Telford joining you?
We haven't any definite plans. But how are things with you?
As usual.
Gilbert and Sullivan Society still doing well?
Flourishing. The performance is in 3 weeks now. We were very grateful for your help. In fact, the committee were wondering whether you'd care to join the society.
Oh, that's very kind of you, but I'm afraid my future isn't clear enough for me to take on any long-term commitments.
You're not thinking of leaving Dover so soon after you've come, are you?
Oh, no, no. So bank managers are fairly mobile, really.
Yes, but you've only been here a few months.
Well, I haven't any plans for moving, but...
When Mrs. Telford arrives and you've settled in, we'll rope you both in together.
You can try.
Now, there was something else I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it's about Manton's, the new factory.
Oh?
The local conservation group meets in the church hall. As a matter of fact, I'm a sort of honorary president.
You seem to have a lot of jobs.
Yes, well, you know how it is. One of our committees is a very keen angler, and he's a bit worried about a stream that runs through the site. It evidently has the best roach or perch or something in the area. Now, it appears that Mantons want to take water from the stream, and our chap's worried about falling water levels and also about pollution downstream of the factory from effluent.
Well, I'm sure the planning and water authorities will take care of that.
Yes, but my chap, Mr. Pope, is thinking of protesting about it. He mentioned approaching your bank.
Oh, really? Why us?
Well, he seems to think that in the press release announcing the great coup of bringing Mansons to Dover, it mentioned how Knight's Bank had helped to bring this about and how useful the bank had been to the town.
Well, you have to allow the public relations men their little trumpet blowings.
Yes, of course. But Mr. Pope seemed to think that if Knight's Bank wanted to be considered responsible for bringing employment and prosperity to the town, then they must accept responsibility for harming the environment as well.
If the environment is to be harmed.
Precisely.
Oh, that's unfair, surely. The bank can't be responsible for Manton's killing the fish with a chemical before Mr. Pope can kill them with a hook. Come to think of it, if I had the choice, I prefer a dose of cyanide to having to suffocate hanging from a hook in my mouth.
Surely you're not arguing seriously that the chemical should be allowed to pollute the river?
No, of course not, and I haven't seen any evidence that Mantons are planning to do that. All I'm saying is that if they were, then it couldn't be thought of as the bank's responsibility to check them. It's the government's job.
Yes, but it does raise an interesting moral point, doesn't it? All the banks, through advertising, are telling us how they've helped industry to establish this and build that, presumably because the banks make money out of it.
Yes.
So it's arguable, surely, that the banks must accept more and more responsibility for vetting the projects they support.
So what is this Mr. Pope going to do precisely?
Well, the committee is raising the matter with the county council, along with the angling club who have fishing rights on the river. And we'll see what they say. I just thought I'd let you know that at least one member of our committee thinks the bank has some responsibility.
Well, I don't know.
Well, could you borrow the car?
Yeah, I think I could. That stays in on Friday nights.
Right, well, why don't we go for a spin?
Where?
Dover?
Dover? Have you got any money for petrol?
Oh, Dad, give me some.
Any particular reason?
No, nothing special. Well,
Oh, there is something, isn't there?
well, yes. I mean, Mum was strange this morning. My parents are problems sometimes.
All right, let's go to Dover.
And there are the notes I made on the Soundhurst Hotel project.
You're recommending it then?
Oh, yes, it's sound, I think. But you didn't think so?
Was just the figures don't allow for emergencies.
Well, no, that's true, but the security isn't bad. And the most important thing is Mrs. Santon herself. She's responsible enough. Oh, that reminds me, I must get in touch with D-Bay.
Oh, he's coming in this afternoon. He's coming to see Keith about the wages operation. You asked Keith to look after all that.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, when he arrives, ask him to see me for a minute or two first, will you?
Yes, I do know Keith has an awful lot to get through with him.
Hey, who are you supposed to be looking after, your manager or your fiancé?
The interests of the bank.
Oh, all right. Well, I promise I won't keep him longer than 7 minutes, all right?
All right.
You let me see him then.
7 minutes.
Well, thanks so much. So nice to see you. And I do look forward to next Tuesday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You still here?
Oh, I'm just leaving. I was going over the new ground plan with Giles.
Problem?
No, but, well, the stage up here is 3 feet narrower.
Good job we elbowed the truck then. Otherwise it would have been more difficult.
Well, Giles is still on about that. He wondered if we couldn't fly it.
Fly a truck? Kids employ stagehands, not stevedores.
I don't know, but he seems to think that his entire design concept has been destroyed.
Oh, poor Giles. He's a marvellous designer, but he's just a little bit intense, don't you think?
I do think.
Any other problems?
Well, no, I think everything's under control. Well, that scene works much better without the truck, but I still think it goes on a bit. Nick's rehearsing a couple of cuts this afternoon. Or do you think you'll be able to see it? We're doing it at 5:30.
I'm afraid not. Bruce's flight's been delayed and he won't be arriving till 4:30.
So you won't manage to get down tonight?
Do I detect disappointment in your work?
No.
Hope then.
Just polite inquiry. I need to know in case I have to cancel your room at the hotel.
Ah, I see. Well, I promise you I will be there for curtain up. Even if I have to cut Bruce off in mid-set. Mind what you're doing on the motorway. It's 70, not 85.
The cash flow looked positive, so I agreed a loan to the company of £5,000, repayable over 2 years, guaranteed by the directors personally.
Sorry to interrupt. Monsieur Debay's here.
Oh, right, thank you.
For 7 minutes.
Good afternoon, Mr. DeBay.
Afternoon, Mr. Telford. The young lady said you wished to see me.
Just for a minute. Well, 7, actually.
7?
Yes, my clerk says. But I can only talk to you for 7 minutes, because you have an appointment with her fiancé, who's my assistant manager, and her loyalties are somewhat divided.
See, when love comes into the door, the business affairs fly out of the window. Eh?
Oh, I hope not. Are you still comfortable at Mrs. Santon's?
I'm very happy, thank you. But you know, at our ages, the heart can have its fling, but the head goes on working.
Oh, good, good. Well, I mustn't waste your time, but I heard a rumor the other day that some people in the town are a little concerned about water extraction and pollution on the Manton site.
Yes, I've heard that also. But there's no need to worry. It is all discussed with the Southern Water Authority, as it should be.
And will there be any pollution?
There can be, but only a tiny amount. Last June, the EEC published new criteria. It lays down very low limits for ammonia, nitrates, sulfates, oils, so forth that can be discharged.
Yes, I see. And you'll be below those limits?
Of course.
And what about the extraction?
That is a bigger problem, because we are going to need a lot of water. I think it very possible that we shall bore out our own wells.
Oh, I see.
Where did you hear this from?
From a friend. I can't be more specific.
There's a conservation group, I think. Fishing.
Yes, I believe so.
In France, they are making big trouble. Hope it will be around here.
Well, I'm sure it will be, if everything is as you say.
Anyone in?
Peter! What on earth are you doing here?
Oh, there you are. I told you we'd get an ecstatic welcome. Hello, Dad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, Jenny.
Don't worry, Dad. It's just a flying visit. We're out for a spin.
Well, I've got his dinner tonight.
Yeah, I know. Penguin convention, eh?
Yes. Have you eaten?
Oh, we're having fish and chips later. So.
Well, how about a drink then?
Oh, it's all right. No, Jenny's driving and it wouldn't be fair for me to get drunk here.
I wasn't offering that.
Would you mind if I looked over the cliffs? I haven't been here before.
Well, yeah, help yourself, but don't fall over. I wouldn't have anyone to drive me back.
Well, this is a surprise.
Not unpleasant, I hope.
No, of course not. Did you come down for anything special?
Just to ask you for some money for the petrol to drive down here, really.
You get crazier all the time.
Well, I'm working on it.
Yeah. Look, did you come down for any particular reason?
No. Not really.
What?
Well, her mum seemed strange this morning. Tense somehow.
What about?
Well, nothing in particular, just not completely normal. Well, things seem difficult.
Well, for you?
No, for the family in general. You're down here, we're up there, and nothing seems to be getting resolved.
Well, I'm going to have a drink, I think. You sure you won't?
Just the sherry, then.
What did you mean about your mother?
Oh, well, she was probably just upset about not being able to come down with you today.
Oh, it wasn't that important. I mean, most of them won't have their wives with them. It's mostly a business thing, after all.
Well, so you don't mind too much, then?
Well, I wasn't thrilled to bits about it, but that's life, isn't it?
And there isn't anything else?
What do you mean?
Well, that's upsetting the family.
Not that I know of.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's probably just me and my imagination.
Peter, you're old enough to realize that married couples can't always be absolutely together on everything.
Yeah, of course not.
And there isn't anything specific that you're worried about?
Is Mum going to come and live down here?
Well, I suppose so. I can't imagine us going on like this forever.
No. And I suppose that was what was worrying me, really, that you just settle for living apart and break up.
Has your mother said anything?
Oh, no, she doesn't even know I'm here.
So what is it that set this off?
Well, look, was it just Mum not being able to come with you tonight that upset you?
Who said I was upset?
Well, no. You said you weren't thrilled to bits about it.
Well, no, that's true, but you mustn't read too much into that.
No.
Peter,
Yes?
oh, no, it's nothing. Look, all I've said is absolutely true. I don't know of any reason why we shouldn't all get together soon and just carry on normally.
Oh, well, that's all right.
But if anything should happen, I've absolutely no reason to think that he will. Your security wouldn't be threatened. I mean, both your mother and I would
It's
put...
not me I'm thinking about, really. Well, not consciously, anyway. I mean, I've got to look after my aging mum and dad, haven't I? Make sure they don't upset the matron of the old folks' home and get enough to eat.
Yes, well, if we all look after each other, we'll be all right.
Hey, Peter, you never told me the view was so Oh, I'm sorry. Have I?
No nonsense. I can't prevail on you to have a sherry, can I?
No. I promised Dad I wouldn't have anything to drink when I was driving his car.
Oh, good, good. That's excellent. Well, you two, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go soon. I mustn't be late. My chief general manager is guest of honor.
Yes, well, we have to go too. God, I'm ravenous. The chippy calls.
You wanted some petrol money, didn't you? Will that be all right?
Yeah, great, great.
Just a minute. Go and have a really good meal. Have a nice evening.
Oh,
Yeah, go on.
all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, come on then, let's go and find the bistro with the soft lights and the sweet music. I'll see you then, Dad.
Yes. Now drive carefully.
I will. Don't worry.
Cheers then, Dad.
Bye. Could I speak to Mrs. Telford, please?
I'm sorry, I've just seen her go out not a minute ago. She left her key at the desk.
Oh, well, never mind.
Oh, can I give her a message?
No, thank you.
Can I say who rang?
No, it's all right. I'll see her when she gets back to town. Thank you very much.
Again, so many thanks. Thank you. Don't have anything else to drink. You look very smart.
I am.
You have every right to. The show's very, very good.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I feel quite smart.
Why?
Well, I did take a flyer on you. I mean, on paper, you didn't have any qualifications for the job at all.
I suppose not. I never really thought about that. I just did the job anyway. You've been watching me all the time in case I made a mistake.
Yes.
Well, you've been very tactful about it.
Well, that's only because you didn't make any. At least not any serious ones.
Well, I came pretty close to several.
I know. I held my breath once or twice.
Well, thank you again.
Oh, I think a little nightcap is in order.
I think not, Tim. It's been a pretty heavy day.
Oh, and twist your arm.
A gentleman to the end.
Last of a dying breed.
Perhaps you are. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
come in.
What a charming cottage.
Yes, it is. Oh, let me take it back.
Oh, thank you.
Well, look, I'll take this when we go up. What would you like? Whiskey, coffee?
Whiskey, I think.
Right.
I needn't be on my best behavior now.
Oh, you seem perfectly at ease at the dinner.
Oh, yes. But I can't afford for every bank manager in the Southeast to be saying, "Did you see how old Harvey put it away?"
No, I suppose not. Now, what would you like with it?
American, I think.
Right. Oh, hang on. I've got some in the kitchen. I won't be a moment.
Come in. Come in.
Thank you.
This is a surprise. I thought you said you didn't want a nightcap.
What I didn't want above all was a seduction.
Of you or me? I mean, coming to my room and me only half dressed. Have me in bed before I know where I am.
If we were going to make love, it had to be because of a decision. And not just a bumbling, half-hearted pretending that I couldn't help myself mess.
And are we going to make love?
Well, I am. You're very welcome to join in.
Thank you. You're a strange woman.
Am I? I put you off your stroke?
No.
I'm glad.
You go to your room. You order the champagne. You dress in your most provocative. And just come along.
No. Champagne was already there. I bought it this afternoon at the off-licence. No, you don't think I was going to pay hotel prices, do you? My father would never have forgiven me.
So you knew all evening that you were going to take advantage of me?
Yes.
And you don't feel guilt?
Oh, I do.
So how will you cope with it?
Don't know.
But you'll risk it.
If you will.
Me?
Yes, you. I don't know about tomorrow. I just know that it will come. I don't know what I feel that I'll have to do about Mark. Obviously, it will have to be something. I may feel that I have to leave Tim Hart Productions. I may feel that I have to leave Mark. All I can promise you is that I won't feel that you ought to take me in to make an honest woman of me. No strings, as far as you're concerned.
And what if I wanted to? Make an honest woman of you?
All that belongs to tomorrow.
Sylvia?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. This is extraordinary.
Good. I'd hate to think it was routine.
You're a strange, independent woman.
Perhaps.
Oh, I wanted to make love to you ever
For instance, you interviewed me for the job. Yes, I know. Perhaps you have a secret desire to be mothered.
Perhaps. Don't bank on it.
Oh, I'm banking on the opposite.
There's just one thing.
The speech went down better in Dorset. I was there last night.
Oh, it was very good. There was a lot of apprehension amongst managers because everything's changing so fast. And it's obvious to everyone that local branches have to be cut down, but everyone's hoping it was somebody else that feels the edge.
It's the same in every industry in Britain. Unions demand more pay, rightly, to keep up with inflation. And the only way the employer can agree is to increase efficiency. That is, do the same work with fewer men. Increase unemployment.
But the banks have managed to avoid confrontation with the workers.
Well, we can afford to take a longer view, that's all. We have enough fat to be able to slide into changes. In a merger, keep on both managers till one retires, that sort of thing. British Rail or British Leyland don't have that sort of fat.
No. Oh, I must say how grateful I was you were able to accept the invitation at such short notice.
Oh, that's all right.
Put up my stock locally, no end.
You don't need that, surely, Mark. You must be a very big fish in this pond.
No, not at all. The man is the function of the job.
Partly. So when are you going to be ready to leave this one?
Oh, come on, Mr. Howe. Been through all that when I decided to move in the first place.
No, Mark, we didn't go all through it. You were very tired. You'd had a hard couple of years. We felt you deserved a break, especially after the Manton School. Do you know, by the way, they approached us about financing a factory in Yorkshire?
Yes, I did hear a whisper.
It's true. I think they'll get it. It's down to you.
Well.
It is. And we were grateful and gave you a sabbatical.
Oh, now, just a moment.
No, Mark, just listen. We gave you a sabbatical to come to your own realization that it just wasn't on. But we feel it's gone on long enough.
For a few months, that's ridiculous. In any case, when I asked for this job, I told you that if I didn't get it or an equivalent one, I'd resign.
Yes, I remember.
Well, same thing still goes.
I should be careful if I were you. If you say that again, I would be inclined to accept your resignation.
I mean, but you were saying just now that I deserved something from the bank for the Mantons deal.
We gave you your break.
But it's ridiculous. I mean, if I'm that good, what possible point would there be in getting rid of me, just to justify a theoretical position on promotion?
It's not just theoretical. This would be a practical, common-sense decision.
Look, you said...
I said you were a good international banker. I didn't say you were a good branch manager. As a matter of fact, I don't think you are very good in that job.
How can you say that?
You want me to justify it?
Yes, I do.
All right. Let's start with Maddox Engineering.
Yes, I thought you'd bring that up.
Why? You're aware you didn't cover yourself in glory on that?
No, it was just that the regional director seemed to be wanting to say something about it at some stage.
Well, let's look at it. You panicked Maddox into the market, and he triggered his own takeover bid.
Well, it was a sitting duck. You massive underemployed assets, artificially low share price.
I know all that. I've looked into the figures.
Oh, I see. You've been spying on me.
Oh, for goodness sake, Mark. You manage your branch, the RD manages you, and I manage the RDs. You know what your assistant manager is doing, don't you?
Yes, I'm sorry. That was a stupid thing to say.
Right. Look, Mark, we watched you very closely, not because we don't respect you, but because we do. Just because you were a good branch manager once doesn't automatically mean that you can do it again. I couldn't. I'm damn sure I couldn't.
But what...
But nothing. I know you know all there is to know, but the edge isn't there. It can't be. You've moved too long in a different world. You can't go back isn't just a theoretical statement. It reflects a reality.
I made one mistake.
You realize it was a mistake, then?
Well, if I had to do it again, I'd handle it differently, I suppose.
Right. And your decision over Hetherington wasn't brilliant.
The farmer, what was wrong with that?
Well, I would have been happier if you'd gotten to rationalize his position more. Oh, it wasn't a stupid decision, but honestly, from where I stand, can't you see that I might think you were not quite rigorous enough?
Tom Sturchley wanted me to lend. He was the most conservative banker I ever knew.
I don't know what Stetchler was like when he was younger. All I know is that we accepted his resignation.
I see.
Mark, I didn't come down here to beat you into the ground.
Then you're failing to achieve whatever it was you set out to do.
I came down here to convince you that the bank regards you as a first-class man, with just the experience we require for a position opening up in the international division.
And if I refuse to take it?
I didn't come down here to threaten you either. If I can be sure you're thinking clearly about yourself and your qualities that the bank values, I'll be happy. So let's leave it, shall we? We both need to think.
If that's what you want.
What I want is another whiskey to take up to bed. I have to set off by 9 in the morning. The car's picking me up then. Is Sylvia coming down tomorrow?
No.
So, you'll be going up to London. Excellent. We can travel up together.
Are you feeling guilty?
No more than I did before.
No.
Well, it had to be a resolution one way or another. Before it was all sex in the head. And more important things ought to be going on there.
I'm glad I served to release you from more important activity.
Didn't mean that. No, I didn't.
I know. I was teasing. Have you thought what you're going to do about tomorrow?
About Mark? Nope, not yet.
I meant what I said about you leaving me.
Yes, I know. Oh, I don't want let tomorrow look after itself.
Hello, I'm in here.
I didn't know you were coming home today.
Well, Mr. Harvey had a car to bring him back to town, so it seemed a good idea to catch a lift.
Jolly good. Is Mum home?
Not yet.
Oh, well, she said she'd be here by now.
Oh, well, she shouldn't be long then. Do you want some coffee?
Oh, yeah, great. Hey, Dad, we had a smashing meal last night. Canterbury.
Good.
Yes. Thank you.
It's all right.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, Daddy. Oh, sorry I'm a bit late. I set out later than I expected. Mark! I didn't expect to see you.
I had a chance of a lift.
Good. How was the dinner?
Predictable.
Harvey?
Unpredictable.
What did you do, a strip?
Yes, he did really, me. So we had a bit of a set to at the cottage afterwards, and seems leaning on me to come back.
Oh. Is it tough?
Enough.
I see.
Do you want some coffee?
Oh, yes, please.
Well, I mean, can they force you to?
Well, we don't have direction of labour yet, but yes, I suppose they could if they really made up their minds.
Oh, well, we won't have to go down to Dover after all. I'm sorry, they're going to be a bit more tactful.
And how was your night?
Oh, very exciting. The play was good.
How was Tim?
Yes, was he good too? Whew, things that could have been better put. I've got to go and get a book from Jeremy, so, what time's lunch?
Usual time, I suppose. 1 o'clock.
Oh, right, well, you'll both be here then?
I will be.
Yes, of course.
Right, well, I'll see you then.
He's worried about something.
Yes.
What about?
Us, I suppose.
Does he have any reason to?
Yes.
For Tim Hart?
I slept with him last night. It was the first time.
Are you leaving me then?
You asked me to?
And if I don't?
I'd like time to think. And to talk with you and try to understand what's happening and make a calm decision.
Well, was he good? Yes, I'm sorry, that was cheap.
It's understandable.
I shan't ask you to go.
Thank you.
It seems I've only to offer to resign. And everyone falls over themselves to accept.